Don't doubt yourself. That is the message of the trees right now. They let their leaves fall to the ground. Don't doubt yourself. Everything will be all right. I hear it in the winds. Everything will be new. Wait for it as the sun rises. Hi, I'm Eva. It's October now in the Swedish forests. A year ago I started this YouTube channel. It feels like yesterday. Today I want to share a day in my life and some thoughts that have been resting on my heart. I feel a lot during the first hours of morning. I wake up and it's like my mind and my body take everything in, almost like for the first time. So my mornings often are quiet to compensate for that. I wonder if Simba might feel the same. He gets up from bed and eats something and then spends his time sleeping until noon or lunch. Everything my hands touch feels more intense, hotter, colder, sharper, and it's the same with everything I hear. Outside, contrasts are high, the colors are bright, and the sun or the rays of the sun, even if the sun is behind clouds, they fall directly into my eyes. This can be tough because the instant I draw back and hide from this intensity, I start doubting myself. Will I not miss out on something? How can I spend so much time not doing something productive? Am I not ungrateful for all the beauty outside? Am I good enough, even if time is passing without me taking part in it? Everything out there is so patient. The earth seems to know that the sun will rise, the shadows will dwindle, the leaves will reach the ground. And all in its perfectly right time. I want to learn that patience too. How is it that in nature everything is always enough? We cut down entire forests, and everything that is left, the earth in the tree stumps, is enough. Enough to rebuild everything from the ground. Enough to rebirth itself out of itself again and again. I love creating, but to be honest, I often doubt that I have it in me to create something meaningful, something big. But I guess I am part of nature as a human being, so I must have it in me as well to create something out of myself. Just like the earth, the soil under my feet. There must be seeds inside me waiting to grow, and all I have to do is allow myself to do what I want to do. But that is so hard. Honestly, whenever I'm creating something, I'm fighting a very big perfectionist inside of me. I think that's been there forever. Why do I need to be able to create something big? It doesn't make sense that I'm doing that to myself, that I'm putting myself under so much pressure. I hate this constant thought asking if anything I do will ever amount to something. When these thoughts are loud in my head, it can feel like everything and everyone is ahead of me. Even nature. The river knows how to flow since the beginning of time. The wind knows how to wind. The sun and the moon and the stars know how to shine. And I'm down here struggling to learn something, to do everything for the first time, and to endure not being perfect at it from the start. I must admit that I hate that feeling. I've always hated it, to practice before being good at something. And I especially hate it when I'm not in sync with nature, when everything around me feels old and wise, and I am not that. Luckily, in a way, I very often see my dog running and doing a somersault in the middle of it. I see leaves getting caught on branches and not falling down properly. Or I see two apples growing too close together and then kind of merging into each other. I must realize that mishaps happen in nature as well, but they're not registered as mistakes for being too stupid or too inexperienced. Simba just stands still after his somersault and shakes himself and keeps running. And if he doesn't hurt himself, I don't think he even really learns from this mistake. It's just something that has happened. No judgment there. The worst thing about wanting to create something good and being perfectionistic about it can sometimes be the clash with daily life and demands. When I struggle through something like this, it's easy to forget and get annoyed at everything regular and mundane. Like cooking, for example. But if I do pay attention to those things, they become great comfort. Little gestures can be turned into moments of relief, like cooking a sauce or a soup, anything liquidy, strangely calms me down. It's always the same or similar steps, and it turns into something delicious. I can see the beauty in repetition, the little rituals of enoughness. It is something very mundane, very small, but the way my hands move, knowing what to do and when, it reminds me of plants growing single-mindedly towards the sun, like Simba running joyfully, trusting that his feet know what to do. Such a big truth in something so simple. I thought I could quickly show you how I make potato soup that goes very well with the mushrooms. You may have seen that I have a lot of kilos or many kilos of mushrooms in my freezer from foraging this year. And yes, one meal that goes very well with fried mushrooms is potato soup. And this one is a very quick recipe, and it's very delicious. I eat it without the mushrooms, but my boyfriend Dan, he likes mushrooms, so that's for him. What I have in here is just half a kilo of finely chopped potatoes. I've put some butter and onion powder into the pan, fried the powder for 10 to 15 seconds, and then mixed it with the potatoes, and then about a liter of chicken broth. I guess you could use any broth, but I like chicken broth. I just put it on the heat. It's cooking now, and here in this pan I have porcini mushrooms, and cooking or filming, doing a video of me cooking is so much harder than anything else. It's crazy. I don't know why. Okay, here I have porcini mushrooms fried in butter. I had them frozen, but I put them into the pan directly frozen. That is much better than getting them to room temperature and then fry them. It's best to fry them frozen or fresh, of course. The potatoes have cooked, the mushrooms are almost done, so now I've added a quarter liter cooking cream, cream for cooking. I've put it with the potatoes, so now I will use this kitchen tool, don't know the name, so that the soup gets a nice creamy consistency and there are no lumps of potatoes left. Okay, now that the potato soup has a very nice consistency, I guess probably the one thing why I like this potato soup so much, cheese. I will add a good handful of grated cheese now. I usually just put salt and pepper to both these things. And I also add some onion powder to the mushrooms. Why am I not good enough? That's a very bad question. And it's not even the right question to ask. What brings me joy is a much more important question. How do I get better at the things that make me happy? That's what we can ask ourselves when we feel restless again. We really shouldn't doubt ourselves this much. That's what the autumn trees try to tell us. Standing still and tall as they lose their leaves. Don't doubt yourself, they say. Everything will be all right. Everything will be new. Wait for it as the sun rises.